Alright, what brings you in today?
There's just been a lot just weighing on my mind.
Like, what type of things?
Well, a lot, it has to do with my sister's relationships. Mainly just one. I'm really close to my twin sister. However, I have an older sister that's 7 years apart, and there's just a gap between us.
Has there always been a gap?
No, I mean, she was she's the one who babysat us, and she tormented us a little bit, but we were always been close. Like, we would go shopping together. She would bring us to go bowling, and hang out with her friends, but once she started dating this guy about 7 years ago, ever since, it's just been downhill with our relationship, and just a lot has just been piling on that it kind of just, at one point, I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Okay. So, has it always been like that since you dated him, or is it like, has it gotten worse like recently? Or, because 7 years ago, you know, you guys would go out, and now you don't. Like, was he always like that? Or did it like start more recently? You're more concerned about it.
It's more or less has just been keep adding on. So like she's already up to 4 DUIs and has a felony from them. And so it's just one just stupid act after another that he made it like fun for her. So like it was good that you drive drunk. Like you just go to the bar and just drink all night and go home. And so he pushed her in this type of situation. Luckily, like, no one's been killed or anything. But it's just like, why would you, if you love somebody, why would you even let them be in that kind of situation? And, like, they would do drugs all the time. And so she's getting in all these kinds of trouble. And so now all the calls that I ever get from her are rides or money or I need to help her move out because he broke her phone or punched her in the face this time. And it's just now I look at, like, if she calls again, I kind of even ignore the calls, even if she's the one needing help. It's just, like, it's gotten to the point where it's just, like, you're doing this to yourself, and I feel terrible about it, and I feel like an awful sister, but it's just, like, I'm just kind of, like, really tired of it because she keeps going back to him, because she's moved back home multiple times, and then she just, like, for some reason goes back to him, and it just happens again, so it just till something. I mean, he's even put a knife to me before.
Wow.
And so it's just like he's even like, what does he have to do for you to leave him? Like he's threatened your family. He's got them evicted for shooting a gun in the apartment. And I mean, having 4 DUIs because like the last DUI, she wasn't even driving a car. He was driving, crashed the car, and ran down the highway to a speedway. And so when the police officer came because she was stuck on the highway, so obviously she's the one driving because there's no one else around. He just left her there. And she had to get 13 stitches on her leg, and he didn't care. Her boyfriend wasn't anywhere near. And that's the whole reason why she lost in court was because they're like, oh, why are you still with him if he could do that? And it's like, why are you with him? And so it has just really just driven us apart. And I feel terrible, but it's just like I don't even care to even see her at Thanksgiving. It's just like, because she brought him to Thanksgiving, and I just could not even look at him. And I feel just terrible about it, but it's just, I don't know. It's frustrating.
Okay. So, tell me if I'm wrong, but to me it kind of sounds like you almost despise her because it sounds like you think she's choosing him over your family and you.
Yes. And I feel like if she really wants a relationship with me, she should understand that it's him. It's not like it's a surprise that we all hate him, and it's like not like we haven't let her know. And it's almost as we're driving her far away and closer to him. But it's just like at this point I just stopped. I just don't care anymore. It's just like you just do you, and I just hope I don't get a police officer at our door saying that you're gone.
Yeah, I understand. That sounds like it could be very, very upsetting.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know. I don't even want to give her gifts because like the gifts she for Christmas and stuff like that, she doesn't even take it out of the Kroger sack the price tags on it because she doesn't care that much. And so it's just like when I go and buy her $40 perfumes and wrap it and took my time, it's like, what's the point if you don't even care?
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
So from what you're saying also, it sounds like you have talked to her.
Yeah.
She just doesn't listen to it, or like she doesn't want to hear what you guys have to say, or like what is her... Like, how did she react when you guys, like, talked to her about it?
She would just shut down and say that we're going up against her and that we're tag teaming her or something. And she'll even use like the suicide card so everyone backs off of her. And it's just like, we don't know what's real and what's not. She keeps crying wolf. And it's kind of the point of just like, well, I don't know what to do. And I just feel terrible because I'm so close to one of my sisters, and then I don't even care to see my other sister.
Yeah.
And I just feel like my heart's heavy because it's just that I just feel guilty almost.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I did even do wrong because I've tried, but she just doesn't want to. And I don't know.
So it sounds like since she's hurting herself, it's hurting you because she's your sister, and obviously you don't want her to get hurt or anything.
No, of course not. And so like if something did happen, I would be heartbroken, and I mean I wouldn't live it down for years. But it's just at the point where I just don't like she's doing it to herself, and there's like, what else can I do? Like, what else can we say? What else can he's trashed 3 of her cars, and so it's like, don't want to give her anything because he might throw it against the wall or something. Like, it's frustrating.
So out of all this negativity, is there anything positive out of it?
No, I don't believe so.
Does your family feel the same way?
Yeah.
Like, towards her?
Oh, well, my mom obviously loves her and stuff like that, and tries to include her, but I don't know, there's just a negativity that naturally brings around.
So what you just said is that your mom loves her, and to me that kind of, if I'm wrong, tell me, kind of sounds like you're saying that, I mean, you love her too.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't.
No.
And so I don't want you to think because you're doing this that it doesn't mean you love her, because you are still trying to help her.
Yeah, and if it's like a fighting battle, and I just don't want to push her away so much that something does end up happening, because I want to know that she's welcome. But at the same time, I don't want to have to drive 5 o'clock in the morning to drive her to work and back, or to take her home from everything, because I just, like, even to get all her stuff and bring it to my mom's house, because I know probably in a week it's all going to go back there.
Yeah. So what does she do when you don't help her? Who else does she go to?
She tries to go to my sister, my twin, but at the same time she's driving her crazy, and it's just like I always feel bad because like she just kind of cutting the ties with everybody.
Yeah. And like you guys have tried to tell her that, and she just doesn't see it the way you guys do. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. And what I feel like it is she likes this pity party thing where everyone wants to help her and she doesn't have to do anything. There's no responsibility for it. And that everyone just tries to help and fix things for her. And she gets everything. She gets a new car. She gets like all these new things. Gets her apartment paid for. And it just got to the point like I bought all my cars and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's frustrating.
Oh yeah, I understand that is very frustrating. It sounds like they just keep enabling her.
Yes.
And you just are kind of fed up with it.
Yes, because it's unfair.
Yeah.
Like, she gets all these things, but then with me and Emily, we have to fend for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 28 years old, and she still gets her stuff paid for.
I understand, that's frustrating. Do you think ever talking to the boyfriend would ever help at all?
No, because he just takes it as a joke. Or he'll take it off at her and get angry at her for talking about it or stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand why that's frustrating. I know, everyone wants to help, but you can only help to a certain extent before you're just done with it too.
Yeah.
I understand that. Well, maybe just go home and think about what maybe you can do to help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it sounds like you can only help someone so much and you don't want to drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe trying to figure out how you can help yourself, and then come back next week and we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Because to me, it sounds like you just need to focus on yourself right now. And I know that's hard to say, to not think about your sister, but it's something we can work on together, and that hopefully it'll be better.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.